I'm going to get started here. Hole 1, we're going to play max plus 10%, so plus 5%. Thanks, Rodrigo, for the good luck. We're about to get started here. Let me know if my volumes are too loud, too quiet, the music's too loud. The hole 1, max plus 5%. We're going to set up with max top, 2.5 right, and the ball guide is going to be in the middle between the 2 bunkers at the tip. It's about a ring off of the right rough. So is everybody that's here, have they finished their rounds, or you still have them to play? I have 2 accounts to play. This is the one with slightly better clubs, and then we have the one with the really poor clubs, which I'll play next. I don't expect the really poor clubs to make it. This one should, unless I make mistakes. All right, so like I said, max plus 5%. 7-0 is going to be 5.2. I'm going to go max top, 2.5 right. On the plus 0. Guiding about the middle, about a ring off the right rough. $5.2. I'm going to go ahead and push the max. Since this is APOC 5, I got plenty of room. We hit perfect. We're going to be switching to our Grizzly. Max plus 35. 356. Should put us near the minimum with this. So as you can see from the notes, I got Grizzly 8. You add 3% to whatever it says. Because the slider's just a little bit different. So it'll probably be about 24%. We're going to start at max, or start at min and count our way up. So there's min. Add our 2 back onto here. And go in. 11, 12. We're through the cup. So it's going to be 8.2. Yep, perfect. Hopefully I had my rings correct, since I didn't have that far down on the notes. Looks like I was just a little off. I'm going to go ahead and look up what that 12 rings should have been. 12 rings should have been 17%, and we adjusted 21. So 17% would have made us 8.1. I don't know if we were only 8.1 off. All right, on to hole number 2. So on the notes, if you look here, we have 42% true club plus 20%, which is the same as max plus 5% P3. On the notes, I have a little sniper 10. Thanks for this sub. So we're going to put the red ring at the left rough, the ball guy going through the cup on the left side of the pin with 0.2 back and 2 left. In case I need it, I'm going to go ahead and put max plus 5% in this. So there are 3 distinct wind angles. One of them seems to be an over adjustment, which is where it's pointing at the 2 plants. Hopefully we don't get that. 7.4 is going to be 7.9. So 2 left, 0.2 back. Red ring at the rough with the ball guide going through the left side of the cup. And as you can see right there, we're in the sand area, so we should be fine. 7.9. We hit perfect, and hopefully we drop it. We're going to come in. There we go. So a nice little drop on the second one since we missed the first one. And that was angle 1, which is more of a crosswind. And that's why we moved to the left side of the cup, because it was dropping just on the right side or leaving it on the right lip. But angle 3, which was between the 2 plants, is still coming in right. So it might need set up on the left side of the cup or taking just a 0.1 off. Okay, move on to hole 3. The drive is going to be max plus 10%, 3.5 top, 3 right. And we're going to start with the red ring at the right rough at plus 12, and we're going to curl the right edge of the ball to the right inside ring. So this drop has been fairly consistent if you get in the bump and you don't over adjust. I have had it turn up on just the right edge, um, probably due to full angle a couple of times. All right, so we got 6.9. That's going to be 5.4 rings. Plus 12, 3 right, 3.5 top. 5.4 rings. And right curl to the inside. We hit perfect. We'll probably be down around 354. 356, which should put us at about 11 rings. That would be 29%. That's going to be played at minus 10% club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put 2 top and 2 left on it, and I'm going to pull it back to min, and then I'm going to push the red ring up to the rough, and I'm going to count the number of rings it takes just to make sure I have my slider correct. Then we'll finalize our spins as needed. There's our 2 top and 2 left. Pull back to min. And there's 10 rings, 11 rings. So I'm going to need a little bit more top and a little bit more left. Go. 7.7 is going to be 6. Hold straight. We hit perfect, and hopefully we adjusted properly. Nice roll, just off the center pin. A hole 4 I've struggled with. I haven't been able to get a drop here. I've been close, but it's just barely off. But I'm going to attempt the bump anyway. I've already got the numbers up here, so I'm going to put a marlin in. And I'm going to go with 5.2 top, 1 left. And I'm going to set the ball guide up on the left side of the hole with the yellow ring touching the fairway. And we're going to adjust minimum club plus 10%. And once we get back to adjust, if we see, go ahead and put that in there, plus 50. If we see that it is pointing at the 3 trees, we're going to adjust an extra 5% because it gets awfully close to that bunker, and at that point it's too late to adjust my shot, so giving a little bit extra just to be safe and not go in the bunker. Great left is a risk. You can bounce over here like our opponent is doing. You could also use a sniper with max back and a kingmaker, and I believe it's 1-to-1, a little more than 1-to-1. I haven't played it enough to have it dialed in. But this one is definitely a risky shot. 10.9. One left. 5.2 top. Left side of the cup. Yellow at the fringe. 10.9. It's going to be 9.3. As you can see, we're not pointing at those trees, so I'm not going to give it the extra. I'm going to adjust to 9.3. It hit perfect. Had a little bit of right curl on that shot when I took it. Probably what pulled us offline. It's a good chance, but it's also high risk. Okay, moving on to hole 5. We're going to be using a berserker here. And max plus 10%. Running a little low on berserkers. The last couple golden shots had special balls. Kept me from building them up. Now we have a puck 5 in this one, so I'll be pushing up a little more than one ring. If you have APOC 6 and go max top, then you only want to push up one ring because you risk going through the green. But since I have less top, and it appears we're going to have lower win, I'm going to push up 1.5 rings. And hopefully we can get to the fringe or on the green. And we got higher win, so we got 11 win. That's nice. Max top, max one left. Ball guide just inside the right of the fairway there. 11 rings is going to be 9.1. I'm going to go max over power, half ball, left curl. Yep, perfect. Now, if you have a higher APOC, you could probably also get away with a Titan and higher wins here and be left with the same chip. I could have pushed up to the 1.5 rings. This chip has been fairly straightforward. I haven't really even been adjusting it, but I'll adjust it here so that way you guys can see it. We'll be using the Jared rule, club plus 20% elevation with no spins. Very nice shot by our opponent. Alright, so there's our max. So we're at 51% club, 9.7, so it's going to be 4.6 rings. Just through the cup. $4.6. And hit perfect. We come in just a little over adjusted, but still get the eagle. 0.6 is kind of hard to see on these grains. Okay, on to hole 6. I don't have as much top as I had previous. Let's switch our bags. Only got cat 4. So I'm going to play this a little differently. I'm going to go with the Ryder Cup ball and send it down further. And use the sniper. I did play this earlier with the Cat 4 and APOC 3 and just used maxed overpower, and it was still a safe shot. But I wanted to try something a little different. I'm going to switch that to P4 numbers, max plus 10%. Some of the wins on this shot are headwinds. So max top, 1 right. 9.9 is going to be 8 rings. This is a tailwind, so we're going to push the max. We hit perfect. Get a nice little roll down there. I'm going to switch to our sniper. 35%. I'm going to see if I can go straight at it. You can also lay up on this to in between the bunkers and just shoot the bounce over shot. Lots of different ways to play the hole. Going straight ahead, I'm going to change that to 40%. Thanks for the good luck, fam. It has been a fairly tough course. Fractions keeping you from making drops. But there's a couple holes that are usually pretty good. Okay. 5 back, 1.5 right. Ball guide through the hole. We're at plus 10. Don't know what it is on the slider on my, so I'm going to say 80%. 13.7 rings, which is quite a bit. 7. I'm going to let off some of this back. Trying to add more to it, but we'll have still our eagle putt. Straight at it's not a very good option there unless you get a long drive. Probably would have been better off rough bumping it here, similar to our opponent. That would have been 35%. And you want at least 3 squares through the hole. For anybody that's new here, the notes that you see on your screen are pinned in the link up top. They are free. You can feel free to use them, share them with other people, whatever you want to do. Make your own video using them. How are your rounds, fam? Sorry about that pause, everyone. Family phone call. A minus 29 in Masters wasn't good. I don't know what the wins were like. All right, hole 7. We're going to do mid club plus 10%, which is a 1-to-1 adjustment using 4 top and 1.5 left. Gotta make sure I have the right ball in here. So, fam, will minus 29 make the cut? I mean, minus 29 is looking to make the cuts in all of my brackets, but that's expert. I mean, it looks like it's going to be close in tier 3. You know, if you get a tough tier 3 bracket, it may not make it. At least with Masters, you get to see the same wind again. So here, we're going to set our spins, and then we're going to take the red ring to the top at the fairway. The right side of the red ring will be just touching the right bunker, and then the blue ring will be just off of the bunker. Oh, minus 27 will make it? Well, that's good. Because Master 70%, correct? Okay, 4 top, 1.5 left. Top of the red ring at the rough. The other side at the bunker. 7.2 rings and 7.2 wind. Center our ball. Hit great right, so we're probably going to miss. I don't think the shot was great proof. Coming in left because we hit too low on the rough and didn't roll up the into the funnel. Oh, 70% will makes it. I'd like to try Master again, but it takes me so long to get through all of this and expert and make all the videos and guides and everything that I don't have time to study another. I just have to be shooting on the fly, and that's fine usually for one round, but to do it multiple rounds, I wouldn't do very well. That would have been a nice drop to have. Usually a pretty give me shot. I've not missed very many of that one. All right, hole number 8. So max plus 10%. Max top, 2.5 left. It's a no movement. We'll adjust, and then we're going to push back to max. Masters is easier than Expert 3. I've only played it once, and I got through to the weekend. I mean, I haven't missed very many Expert 3 weekends, but I don't, I'm not winning Expert 3 either. But I also have lower clubs. Max top, 2.5 left. 6.2 is going to be 4.9. Going to push to max. I'm going to give it a little bit of overpower. And I'm going to end up, that was a double great left. Well, now we know that that shot is double great left proof. So 389, 391 was 23 rings from max. So I'm going to assume probably going to be about 25 rings from max. Probably going to be near mid club. And I've got thorn 8. So I'm going to double check my slider on that. So we're going to go with 1 back, 1 right. There's max. And 19. 19 rings is going to be 68%. On 6.4, that's going to be 3.4 ring adjustment. I pulled a little too heavy there. I hit great right. Yeah, I was doing well on perfects earlier. These last 2 holes didn't make it look like it. Phone call got me shook a little bit. So from where our opponent is, if you're ever playing this hole and you're further right, if you noticed, he had a glitchy spot where it was clicking to the right. You want to try to use right spin to avoid that or push up closer. So those last 2 holes are very makeable drops if you hit perfect. Now on hole 9, you can go the right side if you have a higher APOC, or if you use a P5 ball. I'm going to look at what I have as far as P5s go, and maybe I'll try to go that right side. You know I'll have to switch out. I have 7 luminaries. But my Goliath's only a 7. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and change this for the Apocalypse. And we're going to use a luminary, and we're going to try this right side. I'll pull up my slider numbers for the Goliath while it's finding an opponent. Because I have no clue of the Goliath's slider numbers. So 7.3. 3 left. Go max top. Let's go down here at the plus 22. 6 rings. Good first bounce. We cleared. We'll get a nice roll. 411. I believe that puts us in the 25% because we're still up on top of the hill for our adjustment. All right, so from max to mid is only 15 rings on the Goliath 7. So I'm going to assume we're going to be near 7, which is 75% to start. Say 9, 72%. Don't have enough right spin. Oh, lesson learned. 4.8. We'll curl this. At least we landed where we wanted to. Came in pretty close. So the luminary is not a good choice for that shot. You need 3 to 4 side spin. I have seen that shot done as far as the drive with a Kingmaker and an APOC 7, or sorry, King Slayer and APOC 7, and it was low wind, and they cleared. But an APOC 5 will not make that with the Kingmaker. It catches the sand. Okay, we finished with a minus 15. Could have been better, could have been worse. Move on to hole 10. We'll be using our last Berserker. I could probably use that. Is max plus 5%. This drive has been pretty consistent. Hey Kane, thanks for the good luck. Are you feeling any better? Were you able to make it through your rounds? Yeah, I didn't plan on playing as many as I did. So max top, 2 left. 9.9 is going to be 7.8. At stretch, I'm taking the blue ring to the bunker. And when I drop, you see the guide goes just through the right side of that bunker. 7.8. I'm going to push the max. I'm going to use max OP, and I'm going to curl until the right side of the ball is just past the outer ring. We did hit perfect. And we roll it up to 441, which will be about nice for 90% club. Oh, that was unlucky for our opponent. Aw, man. That's a first. I'm gonna have to spin it. About 95%. 0.7. 95% is going to be 7.8. Don't know how the spin is going to affect the shot because I've not had to spin it before. We over adjusted. That chip has been very finicky. I mean, I know I'm using EB4 there. Each percent takes off 0.1. So even if I was just slightly off, which I probably was, that 95%. All right, this hole has been a pain as well. So it is. I've been playing it at 39% club plus 10%, which at the higher wins is 1 to 1 minus 0.2. At low wins, it's minus 0.1. At the very low wins on a Kingslayer, it would be minus 0.1, potentially. 0.6 back, 1.5 left. The white at the bunker, the red at the fringe, the ball guide at the hole. 7.5 is 7.3. hit slight great left, which means we're going to miss left, and we'll probably get a fast roll. Not enough to make us in trouble of missing the birdie, but if it did hit the cup, it was just going to pop out, what I meant by fast roll. For some reason, when it comes in off the left, it picks up speed, but if it's on the right, it slows down. So that's 2 misses on the back 9 by less than a ball each. Not a very great start to our back 9. Hopefully we can pick up hole 12. The drive on 12 has been pretty consistent, putting us in the 25 to 35% range on the slider. It's going to be max plus 10%. Okay, so we got 7.2, so 5.6 rings. We're going to set up with the red at the rough at plus 12, 3 right, 4.3 top. .6, and we're going to curl right to the outer ring. We hit great left, but that's fine. They'll just put us a little longer. .357, so we'll probably be around 12 rings, which is 32%. So this next shot is going to be minus 15% this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with 2.2, 2.3 top and 2 left spin, pull back to min and count our rings, and then we'll enter our numbers into notebook. And we're going to want to be on the left side of the cup, just in the cup. So there's 2, 2.3, there's min, 10 rings, so we're just a little over 10 rings. So we'll go 28%. 7.7 is going to be 5.7. Let's find our spot. Going to need a little more left spin. There. 5.7. We hit perfect, and hopefully we had enough left set up on that. We got the it's going to be close camera angle. Center pin. Go ahead and alter my notes to say to start with 2.2 left. That way you're not spending as much time adding left spin to get to the left side of that cup. So for this next shot, I have Goliath 7. Goliath 7 at +2 is going to be actually 85%. Thanks for the good luck, Anthony. Plus 20%, 85% club. Switch to our bag with the Goliath in it. I'm going to go 5.8 top, 3 left. We're going to be setting up with the ball guide pointing to the left side of the pin at the bottom of the +2. And Goliath 8, by the way, is also 85% at +2. Which really only knocks 0.1 off of the numbers in the notes if you have a 7 or an 8. So 7.1 would be 4.5, 7.3 would be 4.6. I've been flirting with this hole all over it. Still haven't found just the right spot to drop it yet. All right. 3 left. 5.8 top. Bottom of the +2. There. 6.1 is going to be 3.8. We're pointing at the rock, so that's nothing different needed. We hit perfect. Should come in pretty close. Add a little bit of left curl on that. Had I not had that click of left curl, would have been a lot closer to dropping that. I'm going to adjust the notes and put 5.7 top. Slow it down just a little bit. In case we clip the edges of the cup, maybe we can still get the drop. A whole lot of right there's on this course. Okay, on this next one, we're going with the Titan. You can also use the Spirit Ball if you wanted to. Max plus 10%. All right, so 8.8, we got a lower wind. Max top to left, just inside the right rough there. 8.8 is going to be 6.9. We're going to push back to max. Since we have a lower wind and APOC 5, I'm going to give it extra top, or extra OP. Well, we're going to hit the rough. We'll roll out, but it'll be a long chip. I looked up at the clock just as I was about to release. Distracted myself. There is room on this for the single grate left and a single grate right, but not that. That was almost a good. You can do as our opponent and use a P5 here, but with his club with the APOC 6, I was doing 2 top and on the green, or 2 OP and on the green. Almost hit the cup a couple times. This is the risk of the P5 and the overpower. He didn't need the overpower. But at least he's got a funnel from his side. These greens, I cannot see the guide on this club at all. I have a feeling it's going to come in too hot because I can't see where I'm at. Perfect would have dropped, but it was still a little hot. I mean, if they're going to make the greens to where they're certain colors, they should change the color of the guide so it contrasts. That is 2. Should have dropped. We missed on the back 9. Still fine for this account. It's tier 2. But if this was tier 3, we can't afford those. Make a club change real quick. So I used the rock in the notes, but I only have a rock 7 here. I don't like that as much. It's a lot shorter. I don't want to have to deal with any push-ups, so I'm going to use the Thor's hammer. I'm going to go with 3 right, 0.2 back, max plus 10%. We're just trying to put the guide in between the 2 bunkers. So this layup here, we're just trying to make sure we get the eagle. I have gotten really close to dropping the albatross a couple of times. There is a glitch roll that you have to be careful of. I haven't gone off the green, still had decent putts, but it does come in a little hot if you hit it. And I'll try to see if we can see it. So 3 right, 0.2 back. Just gonna have to kind of look at those other bounces. 7.4 is going to be 4.8. I've been getting around 325 with this. $321. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with max top and 2 left and try to find the spot. And even if you stop short, it's been setting up at a fairly easy end bringer. Max top 2 left. You can see the ball guide kind of glitches there, coming at the cup. So this is 25%. 6.4 is going to be 8.2. Hit perfect. We'll see how we come in. A little on the left side there. About a square left. Oh, looks like our opponent's having connection issues. I hate to see that in a tournament. Good, he got the shot off. Nothing worse than having it pop up reconnecting 3 or 4 times as you're trying to pull back and take a simple shot. Hole number 16. I still haven't dialed this one in yet. But we're going to do mid club plus 15% with 3.4 top. And I'm going to try 0.7 left. And we're going to do this in 2 pools. The blue ring at the top, the red ring at the right at the bunker, and the red ring at the bottom almost at the bunker as well. 3.4 top, 0.7 left, mid plus 15%. And I'll do it in 2 pools. So the first pool, I'll do 6 rings, and then I'll come across and do the rest. I've seen lots of people go on the right side. They've gotten close, but I haven't seen anybody drop. It's just with this bunker in the way, it's just an awkward pool. 3.4, 0.7, red ring at the top, red ring at the right, blue at the bunker, guide almost at it. We got 6.3, which is going to be 6.6. I can do this in 1 pool. We hit perfect. Hopefully I pulled correct. Nope, we hit too low. We didn't get up on the hill enough. Still needs a little more left. Or a little less top. On hole 17, We're going to lay up here on the left side. We're not having a very good back nine. Max plus 10. So I have had a minus 16 on the back nine and a minus 16 on the front nine, but not both together in the same accounts. Usually both of them were tied with a minus 13. After we finish this account, the next account's really going to have a tough time. All right, 7.3. It's going to be 5.7. I don't know, just might try something a little different here. Since I have a Kingslayer ball. Yeah, that pull wasn't possible with a Kingmaker. 365. That is going to put us really close. We might need our Grizzly. Hey, Mike, thanks for the good luck. So that was you that was struggling? I thought the name sounded familiar. I just couldn't put who it was with. I was worried you weren't going to get that off. Yeah, that's a little too much there. So let's run this at max. Grizzly. Plus 10%. 7.0 is going to be 8.5. We're not exactly at max. Yeah, we are. 8.5. I'm not going to overpower it. Going to come into the right. That played a lot different with the Grizzly than it does with the Sniper. Thanks for the good luck. Hopefully you can get your match in. I have one more hole with this account, and then I have the baby account to play. The one that shouldn't be playing expert. This one looks like it's going to be my worst score, but it'll be safe. I need to put the APOC back in the bag with the Goliath. Hole number 18. We got max plus 10. Now I have no push-up listed, but that was for APOC 6 plus, APOC 5 plus. As you notice in the yellow next to it, I'm going to push up 3 yards. So I'm going to set up with the red ring at the right rough at max, with max top, max right, roll 3 right, because I have a Kingslayer in. We will adjust, we'll push up to 3 yards, and we'll do max overpower, max right curl. We're trying to get down into the Grizzly range, or Goliath range. So there's our max top, 3 right, 6.3 is going to be 4.9. I push to the plus 10. We should get over that. Good clearance. We'll get a good roll. We're still at the top of the hill at 420. So we're going to be near max on our club. And it's about 3 to 4% per ring on the Goliath 7. So 7 rings is 76%. Thanks for the sub. All right, so there's max. 7 rings, which is 76%. We got 6.4, so we'll need 3.5 rings. We want the ball guy going well through the hole. That's about as well as I'm going to be able to get. 3.5. Did hit perfect at least. Got the rough. Coming just a bit left. Oh, because I had the wrong elevation in. We should have been at 4 rings. 25%, not 10. That extra half a ring probably had us drop it. That's it for this account. Some good scores in this bracket. Minus 19 on the back nine. And minus 17. All right, time to switch accounts. Go back to hole one. And this one's going to be tricky. We don't have any decent drivers. At least we have kingmakers if we need them. Let's see what we need to get through. Looks like a minimum of a 24. Should be able to do a 24. Just got to play smart. If we can pick up a couple drops, that'll be all we need. All right, max top, max right. 7.7. It's going to be 3.5. We're going to be shooting the second shot with the sniper. Don't know what the sniper elevation is, so I'm just going to go with the 35 as well. Nice drive by our opponent. Back down nice and close. They'll be below Mig Thorn. Looks like we are at a Grizzly. Add one top just to give myself room to adjust. 7.9. It's going to be 10 rings. Did hit perfect, so we'll see if I over adjusted or put too much top on it. I came in on the left side, which means I under adjusted, but yet still had too much top. Set up way too close. I never even thought about the backspin approach. That lowers the, or changes the elevation for the adjustment because you're not popping off that hill and popping up in the air. So we did 42% slider plus 20% on 2. Seven five is 8.1, whereas on 8.9 or 7.9 on a 7. Let's collect this challenge real quick in case I got another one sitting behind it. All right, so 0.2 back, 2 left, red ring at the fringe, ball guide going through the left side of the cup, 42% club plus 20, which if it's sniper 10 is the same as max plus 5. Since this is a sniper 7, I'm going to go off of the true club. Yeah, because max plus 5 is less. That was close. All right, 2 left, 0.2 back, red at the rough, the ball guide going through the left side of the cup. 8.4, it's going to be 8.9. Got the big crosswind. Did hit perfect. Oh, double bounce. Means we're missing. If it hits on the fringe twice, you're missing it. That one needed just a little bit more adjustment. Definitely wouldn't have been max plus 5%, which would have been 8.7 instead of 8.9. That one probably played more 47% club. All right, hole number 3. Let me get my slider numbers for the Sniper 7. So where I have 15 rings for men is 41%. It's 48% here. So it looks like the true slider on the last one would have been, let's see, 48%, not, so that would have made us 9 rings. That's why we missed. All right, so this drive is going to be max plus 10%. We'll do the 3.5 top and 3 right. We'll try to mimic the ball guide in the same position as the APOC, and it'll probably require me to do a little push-up, but I'll stretch to see. The one thing I don't want to do is end up like our opponent here. So we'll have 3.7, 3.5 top, 3 right. Looks like I need 2 rings push up to get to the same spot. So 3.7. Just push the max. Give it a little overpower. We do hit perfect, which helps. Hopefully we get in the same area. Bounce landing spot was the same. And 356 drive, which is good drive. That'll put us at about 11 rings, which is 35% here. And this one is minus 10%. And we'll start with 2 top, 2 left. Count the rings to our position with the ball guide on the right side of the cup. Okay, so there's 2 top, 2 left. Go back to men. There's 10 and 11. Let's add a little more top and a little more left. 9.1 will be 7.1. We did hit perfect, so hopefully we counted everything up perfectly. Nice drop. All right, so we got our first extra. That gives us a little breathing room on some of these harder holes we'll come across. Hole 4. Sniper 7 doesn't have enough back to hold it. Doesn't have enough top to rough bump it. I guess I need to try to bounce over it. So here we're just going to be playing this one for a birdie. Hopefully. This is the worst wind for my club set. So 8.3 will be 9.1 rings. So we hit perfect. We did plus 10%. Definitely needed more. That was really close. Great left would have been in the sand. Or it just took a really bad hop. Plus 20% would have been 9.9. Hey, Tony. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Definitely would be if we get more drops. How many rounds you still have left to finish? It is very tough going with these clubs, especially when I spend all that time working out shots to know that I can't use them with these clubs. Like this shot. I'm pretty positive I can't use it with this. Minus 21 after 12. Nice. This might be a good time to use a spirit ball. See if I can just top it up there. Well, this is risky, but we should still be able to get the birdie worst case. It's a very tricky course. I mean, I've had some that just were right there and some that weren't even close. Big topper 3 plus 10%. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to need it on this one. Be interesting to see if it works. So we got killer topspin, 12.7. It's going to be 5.2. I'm going to push to max. I'm not going to overpower. Hit perfect. And hopefully we stay on the fairway. Oh, come in a little too hot, maybe. Ah, just rolled off. So close. One less top and we're putting, or one less push up. Let's see if we can drop this Nirvana. Still a beautiful drive, though, considering the clubs. Yeah, I thought it was going to hold the fairway, but I guess that slopes off the back just a little bit too much. I don't think I could have played it any better, really. Yeah, let's bump it up past this glitchy spot. Did hit perfect, and we got it. I gave it a little too much credit for push. Yeah, that wind had no push. Glad I kept it on the inside of the cup. Thanks. That's our second extra. Where I was set up, I had room for my usual Nirvana Great Left. So it looks like I'm going to be using Big Dog here. Yeah, it was pretty flat. There wasn't really any push, and it was a fairly straight wind. I was giving myself a little great proof room. Yeah, but you hit more perfects than I do with the Nirvana. So I'm going to have to go make a bag for this hole. Well, I've got this one here with the big dog and the extra mile. That's why I gave myself room for the great. I just happened to hit perfect. I had room for the perfect too. Oh, balls. Uh, so let's see. This is going to be short. Probably going to need to come in from the left side and curl or do the bounce over. Because I'm definitely not going to get the drive distance I need to play the bump. It looks like we at least have the tailwind angle instead of the headwind angle, so that'll help. Interesting approach. Don't think our opponent will be bailing us out. Let me burn a rider ball. That's 10%. 8.5. It's going to be 4 rings. Max top, 1 right. 4 rings. Push back to max. Slight great left. Hopefully that doesn't kill us since it's extra mile. $381. So we're definitely not playing the rough bump. I'll have a look at the bounce over, but more likely I'm going to be aiming down this left side and curling it back towards the green. Hey Julie, thanks for the good luck. They're going okay so far. We have 2 extras. It looks like 24 is going to be the cut, but with these clubs, I can easily drop a shot at any moment. Let's take a look at this bounce over shot. So we're at min here on the big dog. That's not going to get it. All right, we're going to curl it. 10.1. Going to be 5.5. Almost ran out of time there. Probably should have left top on that instead of putting the back on it. My hopes were to get close and have straight wind for the chip. If I'd left that top, we probably would have rolled down onto the fringe. But with a big dog 5 and no guide, I didn't want to risk going off the back. A nice try by our opponent. Really close. Okay, we did get a straight wind. Looks like we got about 70% club. 8.7, so 2.6. Probably fine to not even adjust this, but looks like there's a bit of a glitch guide. Hopefully it doesn't catch us. And it did. We didn't have enough time. Yeah, that's what I was worried about shooting over the green. I didn't know there was a glitch roll there. I should have pushed it up a little more just to double check. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? How did you finish your round? So we gave up one of our extras back onto hole 7. So with Sniper 7, 50% is 15 rings. So let's go back to our sniper bag. And see if we can get this drop. 4 top, 1.5 left. So usually it's 19 rings to our spot. So we're looking at a little more than 50% club. Probably looking at more like 58% club. So I'll go ahead and make that adjustment. I do that all the time, Tony. Drop the practice a second time, making sure it's repeatable, and then miss, miss, miss. I did that on, I forget which hole, maybe this hole. So if you have a sniper 10, this plays at 1-to-1. I do not have a sniper 10. So I'm going to go 1-to-1 plus 0.1. And of course I get king wind, and I don't have 4 top. So So we're probably not dropping this one. I'm going to push up half a ring. 9.1. We did hit perfect. And just not enough top. This shot really needs sniper 8. But at least we're not dropping a shot. And going on to hole 8. All right, so we have max plus 10% on the drive. We need to try to make sure we hit perfect on this drive, as the accuracy here is a lot less. The thorn 8, or we got thorn 5. What am I saying thorn 8 for? Let's look at thorn 5 sliders while our opponent. So with thorn 8, we normally have 23 rings, which is 63%, and it's 65% for this club. Or 60%, sorry. So about a 5% difference on the slider. Really nice drive by our opponent there. They should be up around min, thorn, maybe even max wedge. Could be between clubs. So max top, 2.5 left. $7.8 is going to be 3.6. Push to max. And we're definitely going to need some overpower. We did hit perfect. That helps. Good bounce. We cleared, just barely. 366. Probably going to put us in grizzly range. And we'll be looking at near min, probably. 35% is 20 rings. Don't have much of a guide. Looks like third bounce is 3 squares before the hole. Yeah. So there's Min Grizzly. Let's just push up 5 rings. 9 rings is 15%. Let's do 9. And then spin to the hole with the third bounce. Too short. There we go. 8.7 on 10% is going to be 7.3. Perfect would have been close, but we probably still would have stopped right on the edge of the cup. All right, time for hole 9. Because I don't have much of a driver, I will not be going down the right side. I will be going left. I will be putting the big dog back in the bag. I'm going to aim a little bit more center fairway because of the accuracy of this. It will be max plus 10%. Here I'm just trying to look to get away with the eagle. So 7.7 is going to be 3.5. Max top, max right, center fairway. 3.5. Gonna give it some overpower. Great, slight great right should be okay. It's a pretty wide fairway. 368. We're going to be at max on the big dog. I'll look to try to see if I can get the ball guide to go near the fringe on about a ring short of the fringe on the third bounce. I think the guide on Big Dog 5 has 3 bounces. Alright, so we're at max here. 3 right. And of course we don't have 3 bounces. I'm going to do max overpower on this shot. So I'll do 2 back. 8.2 will be 3.8. I'm going to reduce that to 1 back. Max curl. Max overpower. And we'll have a putt, which is nice. So we made it through the front nine, 2 extras, 1 mistake, so a minus 13. If we can repeat that, we'll be through. And this will count, I'll make it second expert weekend. All right. So only 1 mistake. Not too bad. It really wasn't a bad mistake, just a glitchy guide. I hit the ball correctly. Hole 10. I don't think I'll be able to play the same shot that played in the other rounds because my clubs aren't going to get far enough down for that. I need to plug in. I'm down to 5% battery. I'll be right back. Gotta go grab my charger. All right, I'm back here. Got it plugged in now. Didn't realize I was getting that low. Although it doesn't look like it's gonna be able to play. Yeah, 1%. I don't know if I should shoot the next hole or risk it or not. Don't want it dying during the hole. All right, well, I'm just gonna have to end it here. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and watching. And then I guess we'll see. I'll update the community tab on whether or not I make this account after I let it charge for a little bit. Good night.